Hey guys, what's up? It's Sam Frost here from reviewsboss.com, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing Keyword Keg. Now, the reason I'm reviewing this product is because I've been using it for a while now, and I know it's becoming more popular, and I just want to give my feedback and opinion on it. I love testing out different keyword research softwares, seeing which one's the best, seeing which one's the easiest to use. I do quite like this product, and so what I want to do is just share my findings and opinion on it. So to start, just give you a bit of background on Keyword Keg. The key thing you're probably going to want to know here about the history or background of this product is that it's basically the pro or premium version of Keywords Everywhere. So you might have heard of Keywords Everywhere. It's a free browser extension that allows you to see keyword data basically in situ when searching on things like Google or YouTube. So if you have Keywords Everywhere installed and set up correctly, you can jump on Google and search for something like dog training books or dog training videos, and you'll see the keyword research data sitting under the Google search box. If we do it now, if we go to dog training dog training videos, wait for it to load, boom, there we go. We can see, there's a handful of searches a month. Here's some keyword data. Here's some Google Ads competition. It gives us related keywords. It gives us suggestions. How to train a dog for toilet. 30 searches. There you go. Now this is actually set to New Zealand search volume, I believe, as well. If I check my Keywords Everywhere configuration, yep, it's only set to New Zealand. So if I were to change it to global and refresh the page, then boom, we should get some more information. 4,400 searches a month. It's changed those related keywords. So Keywords Everywhere, if you don't have it, is a really, really good product. Especially if you spend a lot of time in Google search or searching for videos on YouTube. As you go along, you start to pick up these awesome keyword ideas. But the reason you might look at something like Keyword Keg is because of a feature that was removed from Keywords Everywhere. So Keywords Everywhere used to have a bulk importation tool. So if we click on this and load it up, we used to be able to import keywords. Now, what you can see here is this message saying that the keyword import tool has been shut down. Now, the reason it's been shut down is, long story short, it was used too heavily. The tool got overloaded, probably cost these guys a fortune in API calls and server infrastructure and all that kind of stuff. So what they've done is they've basically said, look, if you want to get bulk keyword search functionality in terms of importing keywords, as well as your sort of conventional chuck in a few seed keywords and get a whole load of ideas, you need to use our premium tool, which is Keyword Keg. I was a huge user of the import keywords tool in my early days of using Keywords Everywhere. I'd jump on something like Uber Suggest, export a massive list of keywords, rip those keywords into Keywords Everywhere import tool, get all the data, clean out any duplicates, clean out any obvious things that I don't want, and boom, I'd have a really nice big list of long tail keywords that I could do further research on. But obviously I can't do that anymore with Keywords Everywhere, but we can do it with Keyword Keg. So let's go and have a little bit more of a look at what Keyword Keg's all about. So if we load up keywordkeg.com, which is the sales page, it's pretty standard stuff. Nothing too flashy. I think it looks pretty good. It gives you reasonable confidence in the product. And basically, it's a simple sales page that tells you everything you need to know about what this product does. There's 5 keyword tools in one, 11 different search APIs, so you can get keyword data from YouTube and Google and all sorts of things. It's trusted by apparently over 4,500 SEO agencies, which is pretty blooming impressive. It's been featured on some pretty big websites as well. And these are the actual features you've got. So the ability to do multiple seed keywords, the ability to import keywords, export data, get SEO metrics, use multiple suggest APIs, see Google Ads and click data in the search results, categorize by intent, sort and filter, all those kinds of things. I won't linger too much longer on the sales page. The only other thing I want to do briefly is talk about the pricing. So overall, I think the pricing's pretty reasonable. Like most SaaS applications, there's like a multiple tiers of pricing, and then also you've got this monthly and yearly sort of split. So you get a big discount if you pay yearly because once the companies develop the product, they generally rather sell it to you yearly because they can lock in that cash flow, and you're less likely to see a $40 bill or an $80 bill every month and think, oh, I better cancel that. But equally, you can pay monthly as well. 3 different plans: consultant, expert, and agency. The difference between these really is just in the amount of data you're able to access. If you're just a single person, sitting at home, maybe building a few affiliate websites in your spare time. You don't need anything more than the SEO consultant plan. I mean, I use the SEO consultant plan, and I actually work with clients, with my main consulting business, and it's never been really a limitation for me. If you need a lot more data, perhaps you're working e-commerce or websites that have a lot of different keyword options, SEO Expert might be the one to go for. And there's also the agency platform or agency option here, which gives you way more data. I mean, you've got 10 times the data access. The other two key things to bear in mind is that you get the ability to do white label PDF exports of any reports from Keyword Keg. So that could be really, really useful if you want to wow your customers with a flash looking PDF, or if you want to do like a sort of pay on demand keyword research service. For example, you might go on Fiverr and set up a service that says, hey, $10 I'll find you at least 50 keywords based on 5 search phrases or 5 seed keywords, and then instead of having to muck around with presenting it nicely, you just put your logo in and it spits it out. The other thing that can be done as well with the agency plan is you can have up to 5 people logged in at once, or 5 device logins at once. So you could have your one account for Keyword Keg, and you might have 2 or 3 freelancers who work under you, or virtual assistants or something like that. You can give them logins to it, and then they can log in as well, whereas the other plans, only one person can be logged in at once. I use the consultant plan. I don't need to use anything more than that, and I actually pay for it monthly at the moment because I'm sort of reviewing my software choices. But if you like the software, I'd suggest you to pick the plan you want and probably lock in a good price yearly if you do like it. One thing to note is that there is no free trial available. The reason there's no free trial available is pretty simple in my opinion. This is the kind of software where if there was a free trial available, what would happen is someone would come along and say, hey, I'm going to make a new affiliate blog about toaster ovens, and I'm just going to chuck in toaster oven as the seed keyword, create that free account, and once I've ripped 100 or 200 or 300 keywords and their data, I don't need the product anymore, so I'll just cancel that free account, and then these guys lose out on revenue. So I totally get where they're coming from. They're basically, this product would be at huge risk of sort of freebie churning, so just I can see why they do this. You do have a 48-hour money back guarantee though, so if you buy it and you think, wow, this is crap, you don't have to lose your money. You can get it back. And cancelling the subscription if you need to is pretty straightforward. As far as languages and countries, they only support English at the moment, and in the following countries: Australia, Canada, India, New Zealand, South Africa, United Kingdom, United States, and also global as well. That's basically what you need to know at a key level. I also understand that this is a web-based software. You don't need to install anything on your computer, so it works fine on Mac, it works on PC, I presume it would work on Linux. Pretty much anything where you can get on the internet, it should work. So just bear that in mind. So let's actually go into the tool and just have a little drive around, and then I'll sort of give you my opinion on whether or not you should use Keyword Keg. So here we are logged in. I've logged into my account. This is the interface you'll see. It's a bit of a basic interface, like it's not the best looking software in the world aesthetically. If you're sort of a stickler for really flash interfaces, you probably won't love it, but it's very functional. This default tab here, find keywords, this is the sort of basic keyword search. If you've ever used any keyword research software before, this should look and function pretty familiar, pretty familiar fashion. Sorry to twist my words there. So you put in your seed keywords here. So we're going to go, let's do, let's say we want to make a website on coffee machines. So we'll go best coffee machine, coffee machine review, coffee machines. Those are our 3 seed keywords. You can tab, separate, or hit enter to basically add the next one in. And you can see it's actually started to load that data as well. There's a progress bar down the bottom. So, it's loading the metrics, loading the latest metrics, and boom, here you go. It's found us 1,466 unique keywords for best coffee machine. And what that's done is it's looking at global data. It's looking at the English language. They only support English. It's looking only at the Google Suggest API, and it's selecting all keyword result types. So we might actually want to say, hey, I only want to see keywords that are Keyword Keg is classified as being buyer intent. So you can deselect all of these options, then only tick the buyer intent one. And we could also say, hey, we only want to get data for the United States. So what we do is we change to United States here, and we hit the search button, and then it would update the results. But for now, we're going to leave it as it was here. So what we're able to see is what you get with your searches. So it's all pretty straightforward how the system works. So obviously the search result is the keyword, the phrase returned by the suggest API. Volume is the search volume globally. CPC is the search volume globally. If we change to United States, it would be the search volume in the United States, or the CPC in the United States. This is the AdWords or Google Ads competition. A really newbie mistake is to assume that competition refers to SEO competition. It doesn't. That's all about Google Ads competition. So generally, the higher the Google Ads competition, the more commercially valuable a keyword is. So if you find something with a high Google Ads competition but a low SEO competition, not that you generally will, but you might, that could indicate a really good keyword to go after if you want to do some SEO work. You can see the word value. So this is basically the cost per click. My understanding is that the cost per click times the search volume. So it's really just like a sort of a rudimentary calculation of potential value of a keyword. So we would presume that best coffee machine, because more people search it, is more valuable to rank number one for than best coffee machine at home. It's a pretty fair assumption. You've got these on-page difficulty, off-page difficulty, SEO difficulty, and CTR scope metrics. Now, I'm always a little bit wary of any of these automated tools that claim to be able to tell you how difficult a keyword is to rank for. Like, here the on-page difficulty for best coffee machine is 27 out of 100 would be the max score. So this is basically saying, that really the competition for best coffee machine isn't that well optimized on page. On off page, it's basically saying, how strong are the competing domains, and the SEO difficulty is saying that this is 49 out of 100. This is an average difficulty. Now I would beg to differ here. I imagine that ranking number one for best coffee machine would probably be pretty tough. You'd be up against some big websites, your Wirecutters and those massive affiliate sites. You'd be up against big well-established technology websites, maybe your likes of CNET. You'd be up against all sorts of very sort of battle-hardened affiliate marketers doing all sorts of things with black hat SEO and private blog network links and all those kinds of things. So generally, as a rule, when you're using Keyword Keg, my view is this piece here, the on-page, off-page, and SEO difficulty scores and CTR scope. I just basically don't look at that. I guess it's handy to eyeball things, and maybe you might get a little bit of useful, nudge in the right direction, or start your research with some useful numbers to work off. But I think if you just went through and said, right, I'm going to build a website about best coffee machines, and I'm because it's telling me that it's only 49 out of 100 to rank for best coffee machine, that should be pretty easy. I can guarantee you it won't be unless you really know what you're doing and you have some really strong resources to put into it. The CTR scope's just giving you an indication based on, I don't know what they're using to calculate it, to be honest, but how many results are getting clicked on, or the likelihood of results getting clicked on. And keyword power is basically a measure created by Keyword Keg of how potentially lucrative overall the keyword is. So factoring in, the potential monetization value and traffic value, but also the potential difficulty, how valuable is that keyword? And the higher the keyword power, the better, basically. So from here to here, really from here to here, so value to keyword power, it's cool data to have. It can be useful if you know what you're doing with it, but I would take anything there with a grain of salt, to be honest. The bit we're really using this product for is to find the keyword ideas, get the search volume, get some CPC information, and also look at trends as well. So we want to see what the trend does over time. You can click on any keyword suggestion, and it will pop up with this modal showing you everything, in its own little view. And there's all sorts of other stuff you can do as well. So you can scroll down the list. Obviously, it's pretty straightforward. If we hover over this, we can get a feel for what sort of features are showing in the search result. So if we click here, that'll copy the keyword to our clipboard. But if we look next to it, we can see that this one has ad listings. So there are Google ads running on this keyword. We can see it has image listings. So Google would be, if we search best coffee machine, Google should show images. There are fresh listings. So there are new sites coming into the SERP results for this keyword. And it's showing you basically which of their APIs is being used here to bring that keyword result through. So if we look at this, the reason it's saying Keyword Keg here is the API is because I inputted best coffee machine as my seed keyword. But this one here is telling us that it's, the Google Suggest API is being used. We're looking at United States data, or that's where it's found it, and the result type is a question. I don't really get what the question is. Best coffee machine, which I guess someone might answer or ask the question that way, but that's besides the point. I won't get too involved into this. They're all useful features. I mean, this is a really straightforward system for finding keywords. You can add them all to list. You can copy all the keywords. You can add negative keywords. So, this is from a search I've done in the past where I've eliminated certain types of keywords. I could remove all these negative keywords. They save, which is kind of annoying actually, because you have to remember to delete them. But we might add, we might add the word espresso as a negative keyword because we're only interested in finding keywords about filter coffee machines or drip coffee machines. So it's all straightforward stuff. You've got multiple filtering options here as well. So this is quite powerful. You might only want to look at keywords with search volume between 100 and 500 to find something that's a potentially weaker competition long tail. You can filter on all those other metrics. You can specify that there has to be ads in the listings or snippets or knowledge graph or product listing. You can save your filters, and you can even do regex work as well. There is a lot of power here in the searching tool, and you can obviously export all of the data as CSV, Excel, or PDF as well. So that is the standard Keyword Keg finding keywords tool. Like I said, really easy to use. I think the results are very good. It's just take this additional stuff they give you that's used to pad out the product and make it look more impressive. Take it with a grain of salt. There is a strict mode as well. So when you have strict mode, it's basically saying only show me the data that exactly matches the seed keywords I put in. So yeah, this piece, really easy to work with, good results at the most fundamental level, but just be wary of some of those additional things that are added on that might not be that useful in real life and could actually lead you astray possibly. The next, nothing's going to replace like really good manual SEO analysis, looking at your competition holistically, checking their backlink profiles, how well optimized are their pages, all that kind of stuff. The next piece is the import keywords tool. So this doesn't find you new keyword ideas. What it allows you to do is take a list of keywords that already exist, that you've found in another tool or you've got stashed away on your computer somewhere, paste them in here, and it will basically find you the data. So if our keyword idea was dog training and dog training tips and maybe dog training videos, and then we pretend we pasted that in rather than I'd been lazy and typed it in, and we wait for the import to run. Usually it's pretty fast, so it's going to pop up in a second. You can see here that all it's done is given us the data for that. Same view in terms of how you see things as the other interface. It's just only showing you the data for the keywords you imported, and that imports CSV and Excel and paste keywords. That's the thing that was missing or taken away from Keywords Everywhere that was so valuable, because I still love using tools like Scrapebox and things like Keyword Shitter and Uber Suggest to find huge lists of long tail keywords, filter out your duplicates, then paste it in here and get lots of data. You've also got a couple of other options. So there's a beta for people also search for keywords. So let's say that we want to do dog training again. This is going to help us look for keywords that people also search for when they search for dog training. So we're going to go global, and we're just going to hit search, and we'll see what comes up. I haven't run this search in here before, so Hopefully the results come, in reasonable quality. If not, maybe they're going to have another beta support feedback email in their inbox. So it's loading up the data. Hopefully it loads up pretty soon. Yep, here you go. So what this is saying is that people who search for dog training also often search for these keywords or may search for these other keywords. So you're going to get a lot of random stuff in here, but it's helpful for picking up a good sort of feel for what people in your niche or industry are searching for. Once again, all of this bit, the results box, I call it, that's all the same. All the filtering options are the same. Everything is the same. It's only the functionality in terms of the types of keywords that changes. You've also got the ability to find related keywords as well. So once again, that's using Google's related keywords API. So we'll do related keywords functionality, I should say. I won't use the word API incorrectly. Someone might call me out on it. And what we'll do once again is we'll run that search and see what sorts of things come up. So it's running the search. It's loading the metrics, and we will see what happens. So give it a second, and here you go. Related keywords. What are things that don't include or don't specifically include dog training or aren't true sort of search terms that are spun off from that seed keyword, but that are related as well. So if someone's interested in dog training, all of these related keywords actually look pretty good, don't they? They're probably going to be interested in how to potty train a puppy. How to stop a puppy biting, all those kinds of things. So yeah, once again, really useful tool for allowing you to expand your keyword research beyond those basic horizons of, I've got 5 seed keywords, I get 100 results per seed keyword, and those are all the keywords I'm going to bother finding. There's, a lot of different ways to skin the cat. Having the related phrases that aren't necessarily including your seed keyword in them, or the parts of your seed keyword, that's really powerful as well. Because some of these keywords, if you could rank, highly in Google for them, or rank a YouTube video, you could make some really good money out of this. Or once again, you could find some really good keywords for your clients. There's a tool for merging words, so you're able to merge words together. So we'll load the sample data, and I'll show you what it does. So we load the sample data and wait for it to run, and hopefully it's not going to pause up. Yep, it's loading that information. And once again, it's just allowing you to, take some different broad keywords, combine them together and see what happens. And you can build out big keyword lists this way as well. As I said, as always, the results box stays the same. And then apart from that, we've got plans. So if I wanted to come in and change my plan, obviously I could do it. This is the one I'm on now, but I could change to yearly or upgrade. We'll go back. We've got help, so there's a simple frequently asked questions and sort of support section, and also the ability to contact. And the final bit is my account as well. So I could cancel my subscription, I could see my export history, I could see my saved keywords, I can customize my columns, and I can see my profile. So all really basic stuff that I don't really need to go in there and show you too much more. So if we just return, we'll just go back to this default search window and leave it there. Basically, let's wrap up this Keyword Keg review. Is this product actually worth using? Is it any good? Should you consider having it in your arsenal? Well, it depends really on what you do for a living. If you're building, if you're doing anything that requires long tail keywords, so you're building affiliate websites, you're building maybe you're building rank and rent sites, you're working with clients who you need to help them create content and get keyword ideas for optimizing their site. Maybe you're doing Google ads, that kind of stuff. Keyword Keg has a lot of value. You can get into it for a pretty reasonable price. If we go back to the pricing, if you thought, hey, these features are good, this is the type of tool I would like to use, and use it on a daily basis. Well, think about it this way, right? You can pay $288 US a year, so $24 US a month, and you get access to that basic plan. That's a pretty cheap price to pay. That's less than $1 a day, US dollar a day for that basic plan paid yearly to get hold of a lot of valuable data. Especially as Google has more and more restricted your ability to, go in and use the old keywords planner tool and get tons of data. I remember when I first started doing affiliate marketing, best part of 15 years ago now, you just jump on the old keyword planner and, you didn't have to spend anything, you get tons of data, you'd see all sorts of useful information. Now you don't see anywhere near as much, so you really do have to fall back on these premium tools. And I do genuinely think that Keyword Keg is probably one of the better ones I've used. I think the price is very fair for what it is. I think there's some feature padding, what I call feature padding, with those, artificial competition metrics that has the potential to lead people a bit astray. I think a newbie user could be fooled into thinking, right, Keyword Keg has told me it's going to be relatively easy to rank for this keyword because, it's got an average score. So you go out and you spend a whole lot of time trying to rank for that keyword and you don't get anywhere and you get hammered by a much more savvy competition. So if you're able to see around that and just accept that they've tried to pad out the tool to make it look a bit more meaty, then certainly, you're not going to be too disappointed with that aspect of it. Overall, look, it works well. I think even the basic plan, the consultant plan, offers good value for money. In fact, for most people, especially the people who are probably going to be watching this video, that's all you're likely to need. I mean, like I said, I've got clients and I also run a whole bunch of different affiliate sites, and I've never needed anything more. Your mileage may vary, of course, but I've found it very useful. They add new features, the related keywords, and the people also search for keywords. Those are new features that haven't been around for too long here. There's always development work going on. I've generally found it to be a very stable tool. It's not particularly buggy. It works well. It's not like a sort of offline software. If you know Traffic Travis, for example, that sort of does a similar thing, the Pro tool. It's got perhaps a slightly more powerful SEO competition analysis, or it did last time I used it. But that software doesn't work on Mac, and it can be quite buggy on Windows. So I like the web-based nature of it as well. Really, to wrap this review up and not ramble on too long, I think Keyword Keg is worth it. It all comes down to how much you'll use it, though. If you buy the software at say you worst case scenario, you pay $40 a month because you sign up monthly, you don't want to pay the yearly subscription, and you only have one affiliate site, and you just want to chip away at one article a month or something like that, it's probably not going to deliver you that much value. You might use it for a month and then want to cancel it. But if you are regularly creating content, if you're big into SEO for any purpose, whether it's client or affiliate marketing or creating YouTube videos or anything like that, especially because you can do things like look at the YouTube suggest results. You could go and say, right, I want to see what happens if I do dog training for the YouTube suggest API, and we'll run that search quickly while I talk a little bit more. Basically, if you're in the business of trying to make money for yourself or for your clients out of long tail keywords, I think that's a good tool. I really do. And this is just showing us here, the kinds of results that come from YouTube suggest with obviously data that comes off Google's database. Just bear in mind that all the volume and CPC data is always the Google ads data, not from any other platform. At least that's my understanding. But yeah, overall, Keyword Keg, it's a good product. I like how it works. I think it offers reasonable value for money. Well, I think the value for money varies from reasonable to actually good, depending on how often you're going to use it and whether you pay for the yearly option or not. If you're into long tail keywords for any digital marketing purpose, and you got the cash sitting there to pay for the yearly version, I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's a great place to start on that sort of, simple keyword research. You can jump on here with a few seed keyword ideas, come up with a good list of keywords, get the feel for how many people might be searching that word. Obviously, the volume is not always as accurate as we'd like it to be, and that's more to do with where the tool gets the data from. That's a problem with all keyword research tools, not just this one. But yeah, as far as the functionality goes, I think it really is quite good value for money. So yeah, if you found this video useful, please leave a like. If you've got any questions about Keyword Keg, leave a comment below in the video description. I'll do my best to help you out. And otherwise, I will see you on my next review. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.